Sodomy cases have become more rampant now than ever. In the latest of several cases, a 16-year-old juvenile of Lusaka's Kanyama compound has been sodomized by his mother's neighbor. In an interview with MUVI TV News, the victim narrates that he and his neighbor went on a charcoal business trip to Mkushi district on Monday, and upon arrival, the neighbor went to visit the witch doctor at a nearby village. He says in the evenings, the suspect started pouring some unknown charms on him and sodomized him.
After Mkushi, just stand up a man. That Africa 17 years ago. 17 years ago, and the Kunganga. After and the Kunganga, the bow.
When I Kunganga?
Popera, Pop is in a pool. There's one I'm going to let me go. But I'm going to be an unbelievable safe.
So I found it about?
Up. Something I'm more.
Okay, Baba. I'm sure I'm going to choke. Choka vimanzi?
Suka manzi. First time sina mpija suka bread. Suka bread na suka manzi.
Okay.
Manzi.
Mother to the victim has since appealed to the well-wishers to come on board and help the family get justice.
Omwana wange bali mugonfya baba baume bali musendo omwana wange ati bali yamukwafuisha na bena kumukushi kashi mwana wange bali mugonfya mwana omwaume so oyo mwana nawo naye kama bantu bakwalesa ali paka nyama hospital ndelo mpaka obwafulisho unjafulishe ku bantu bakwalesa.
Meanwhile, the suspect has been detained at Lusaka's Kanyama police station. Esther Nkoma, MUVI TV News in Lusaka.
However, this relief is accompanied by sad feelings on the pain and humiliation they had to undergo and endure during their abduction. The experience they went through has long-lasting impacts on families, neighbors, and the nation at large. The Council of Churches in Zambia therefore calls upon the relevant authorities to help Pamela and other ladies stabilize psychologically, socially, and otherwise as a matter of urgency. CCZ is also encouraging member churches and associate members and the community at large to offer support to these ladies during this period as they help them to reintegrate into society. Furthermore, CCZ is calling on investigative wings to get to the bottom of this issue as it may link to the numerous cases of this nature that the country may be facing. There could be more to this matter than sees the ordinary eye. The Council of Churches in Zambia commends Agnes Kapwaya for her bravery that instigated the rescue of the ladies. In the same vein, CCZ also wishes to thank Robbie Chitambo and the neighborhood for their courage and the role they played in the rescue.
We'll now take a break on that note. See you shortly.
Are you at home and want an easier and faster way to access and manage your Airtel account? Download the My Airtel app from your app store. Open the app, enter your phone number, click on Request OTP, enter your one-time PIN, and congratulations! You can now use the My Airtel app to top up, pay bills, send money, and much more. Be smart, be safe.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Fidelity Stores has new items from a brand you can trust, Electromaster.
When looking for electrical home appliances, look no further than Electromaster, a brand you can trust.
Items include blenders, steam and dry pressing irons, mini cooker and ovens, single plate cooker, double plate cooker, single and double deep fryers, 18-inch stand fan, sandwich maker and toasters, rice cookers in all shapes and sizes, pizza pans, gas stoves and kerosene stoves, hair dryers, food processors and electric kettles. All items available at all Fidelity Stores outlets.
Electromaster, a quality product of Fidelity Stores.
Hurry now while stocks last. Fidelity Stores, quality goods, affordable prices.
Welcome back. We'll continue with the news. President Hakainde Hichilema has directed the Secretary to Cabinet to expedite the process of uniting couples in the civil service. Mr. Hichilema says that time has since tasked the Secretary to Cabinet to immediately review the implementation of uniting families in the civil and issue him a report in a week's time. Speaking during a commemoration of this year's Teachers' Day, the President says the government has taken stock of challenges facing the teachers and is committed to eradicating them as seen in its policies in the education sector thus far. Minister of Education Douglas Yakalima has called on teachers to return to their professionalism as a government will not tolerate political interference in their work. Representing teacher unions in his speech, National Union for Public and Private Educators, NUPE's President Victor Muyumba has urged government to consult teachers in all reforms aimed at improving education standards to ensure successful implementation. This year's Teachers' Day has been commemorated under the theme, The Transformation of Education Begins with Teachers.
Teachers in Lusaka gathered for the Teachers' Day celebrations since 2019 after the celebrations were suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic. President Hakainde Hichilema did not only officiate at his first Teachers' Day celebration, but also became the first president to attend the event. Addressing the teachers, President Hakainde Hichilema has reiterated his government's commitment to improve the conditions of teachers in the country.
We wish to confirm that we have taken stock of the challenges that our teachers are facing, and what are these? Such as lack of proper accommodation, as hinted already, such as upgrading, here you are, my union partner, upgrading and confirmations of teachers that have been waiting for 10 years without being upgraded after they further their studies, waiting for 5 years like you, who was a headmaster but continued receiving a salary of a senior teacher. We will attend to that, sir.
Minister of Education Douglas Yakalima has urged teachers to be professional in their work as no one will be protected from misconduct.
For 2 months to go and do politics, when they come back and the head teacher wants to discipline them, they say, you cannot do anything to me, I'm well connected. I have told my teachers, no one is connected to anybody anymore. You are connected to your job and connected to the people that you teach.
Speaking on behalf of teacher unions, National Union for Public and Private Educators of Zambia, NUPE's President Victor Muyumba has demanded for teachers to be given their rightful place in the education sector in the country.
We have even robbed this teacher, Your Excellency, the power to discipline the learner.
We have lost this one, Your Excellency. You can't have a mentor, you can't have a teacher, you can't have a person guiding, robbed of the authority with which they are supposed to guide.
Meanwhile, the Teaching Service Commission, through the chairperson Dafin Chimuka, has urged teachers dispatched in rural areas to support government's equal and equitable distribution of teachers.
The Commission will charge any responsible officer who has gone against our directive in the deployment of teachers. And we shall withdraw appointment letters from those that do not wish to work in rural areas.
At the event, some teachers were awarded for being outstanding in their roles. This year's Teachers' Day celebration has been commemorated under the theme, The Transformation of Education Begin with Teachers. For MUVI TV News, I'm Kaptura Afias in Lusaka.
A 16-year-old juvenile of Lusaka's Kanyama compound has allegedly been sodomized by his neighbor. Speaking to MUVI TV News, the boy narrated the tragedy that happened to him when he went to Mukushu with his neighbor for charcoal business. He says his neighbor went to a witch doctor, and when he returned, he started pouring charms on him and later started sleeping with him from his behind. And his mother has called on the relevant authorities to come on board and see to it that the suspect is punished. Meanwhile, the suspect is detained at Kanyama police station.
Sodomy cases have become more rampant now than ever. In the latest of several cases, a 16-year-old juvenile of Lusaka's Kanyama compound has been sodomized by his mother's neighbor. In an interview with MUVI TV News, the victim narrates that he and his neighbor went on a charcoal business trip to Mkushi district on Monday, and upon arrival, the neighbor went to visit the witch doctor at a nearby village. He says in the evenings, the suspect started pouring some unknown charms on him and sodomized him.
After Mkushi, the still the command. That Africa 17 years ago. 17 years ago in the command. After in the command,
Wanaenda kunganga?
Popera kwa pizeni na kuwa. Ndizo nambo ntila kumingwa. Aza nupunikira nambo nze nzifu.
Akisi wapambira bwa?
Apo. Sinzira musha.
Kepi baba? Nifisha nwena nguvepi choka? Choka vimanzi?
Nasuka manzi. First nsina mpija nsuka blood. Suka blood na mkusuka manzi.
Okay.
Manzi. Manzi apani.
Mother to the victim has since appealed to the well-wishers to come on board and help the family get justice.
Chondera ndakomwe bantu bakwalesa omwana wanje bali mugonfya baba baume bali msendo omwana wanje ati bale yamukwafisha na bena kumukushika shi mwana wanje bale mugonfya mwana omwaume so oyo mwana nawo naika mu bantu bakwalesa ali paka nyama hospital ndelo mpako ubwafundisho unjafundishe ku bantu bakwalesa.
Meanwhile, the suspect has been detained at Lusaka's Kanyama police station. Esther Nkoma, MUVI TV News in Lusaka.
The Council of Churches in Zambia, CCZ, has joined a course on investigative wings in the country to get to the bottom of the abduction of Pamela Chisupa and other girls. CCZ General Secretary Emmanuel Chukoya says the police need to investigate the matter thoroughly, as it may link to numerous similar cases the country may be facing. However, Father Chukoya says the CCZ relieved that Ms. Chisupa and other ladies have finally been found.
However, this relief is accompanied by sad feelings on the pain and humiliation they had to undergo and endure during their abduction. The experience they went through has long-lasting impacts on families, neighbors, and the nation at large. The Council of Churches in Zambia therefore calls upon the relevant authorities to help Pamela and other ladies stabilize psychologically, socially, and otherwise as a matter of urgency. CCZ is also encouraging member churches and associate members and the community at large to offer support to these ladies during this period as they help them to reintegrate into society. Furthermore, CCZ is calling on investigative wings to get to the bottom of this issue as it may link to the numerous cases of this nature that the country may be facing. There could be more to this matter than sees the ordinary eye. The Council of Churches in Zambia commends Agnes Kapwaya for her bravery that instigated the rescue of the ladies. In the same vein, CCZ also wishes to thank Robbie Chitambo and the neighborhood for their courage.
Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Garin Kombo, has encouraged Zambians to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Speaking during the launch of the second round of a COVID-19 vaccination campaign in Lusaka's Mtendere area, Mr. Kombo says everyone must take the responsibility step of protecting themselves and those around them. World Health Organization, WHO, country representative Dr. Nathan Wakaita says Zambia's healthcare system must be protected at all costs. And the area member of parliament, Mike Mposha, has called on all citizens to take vaccination seriously as it is the only way to protect themselves from another wave.
We, as a province in general and as a constituency in particular, are very delighted because this gives us a platform to heighten awareness and demand creation for the campaign, and it makes it easy for our team to mobilize the community.
Other side effects, and I was knocked out for about 2 days, but I got okay. The point is, when you get a booster vaccine, and you get some reaction, it means that your immune system is working very well and has recognized that something new has come. So some of you may get the vaccine and react. That is not a bad thing. It just means that your immune system is working. That was my experience. And as you can see, I'm very normal, isn't it? I'm very fine. So having more vaccinated people in our country and a reduction of cases means better protection, relaxation of some of the measures. It is so good to see you, Honorable Mposha, without a mask.
To all those adults, ladies and gentlemen, who are not yet vaccinated, and children aged between 12 and 17 years old, owing to many reasons, some of them may be religious reasons, you are encouraged to get yourself vaccinated for COVID. By getting that vaccine, it is clear knowledge that at the peak of COVID-19 pandemic, we lost.
The Lusaka City Council have begun the collection of garbage in Mtendere compound, which was illegally dumped in the near the LCC Library and Mahatma Gandhi Secondary School. This comes after residents appealed to authorities to help in the collection of the garbage. The residents have since called on the CBEs to ensure that every house has a receipt to show that their garbage is collected by legal dumpers. That not. See you shortly.
Bet on your luck with 1xBet. Bet on the sports events with 1xBet. Get the tickets and take part in the super cool prizes draw. Bet on your luck with 1xBet.
How to use your home Airtel Money wallet when traveling across Africa. Step 1. Get used to a new place. Step 2. Learn the language and culture. Step 3. Pay your bills in a foreign country using your home Airtel Money wallet. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
President Hakainde Hichilema says that political interference in the supply and procurement process is a recipe of corruption in the country. In a speech read on his behalf by Finance Minister Stumbeko Msokotwane during the 10th Zambia Institute of Purchasing and Supply in Livingstone, President Hichilema reaffirmed the government's commitment to rooting out corruption both in government and private sector so that citizens are given quality services. He notes that the procurement officers should be professional and truthful in their duties by avoiding the culture of inflating prices on goods meant for public consumption.
This profession of yours, Mr. President, is so important that even us economists, we recognize this profession. I'm sure you heard by now that every so often we refer to what is called the purchasing managers, what do we call it? Index. The purchasing manager index, or something like that. No, price index is something else. The price index is something else. What I'm referring to, that we watch very closely as economists, which you watch very closely as economists, is your order books. Okay? The order books. We watch that very closely. Especially for those of you who are in manufacturing.
Effectively trained has received our special attention. Many leaders have always said it is expensive to train members of staff or leaders and thereby indirectly opt for ignorance. The government has demonstrated that ignorance is costly and failure is not an option by committing resources to training those that are charged with responsibilities in order for them to deliver efficiently. Honorable Minister, there are functionalities that the ZIPs can do or influence, but there are things that ZIPs cannot do on its own. The things we can do the things we can't do require your resolve as our national leaders in order to make the supply chain function more efficiently and effectively.
The supply practice both in the public and private sectors. In view of the foregoing, we wish to appreciate all our members and partners for their unwavering support and various contributions that you've made to.
Newly recruited teachers have been called upon to exceed government's expectation in service delivery in a bid to improve the education sector. Speaking in Livingstone during the World Teachers celebrations in a speech read for her, District Commissioner Eunice Nawa notes the need for new teachers to fully apply themselves because government saw the need for them to be deployed in various schools. She further observed the need for teachers to remain partisan and be loyal to the government of the day if development is to be achieved.
Teachers in the tourist capital Livingstone have joined the rest of the country to celebrate their day. The joyous chalk breakers began their celebrations with a march past from Coon Park to the Livingstone School. Addressing the teachers, Livingstone District Commissioner Eunice Nawa, who was represented at the event, says government is delighted to host this year's teachers' celebrations with new recruits.
Count yourselves very blessed and lucky to be among the people whom the citizens have bestowed with the responsibility and the honor of providing education to the children of this great country. You are ultimately responsible for shaping their future and that of the country too.
Transparency International Zambia was equally present at the event as they called for continued transparency and accountability in the upcoming recruitment and service delivery. And District Educational Board Secretary Aiden Kambungo employed teachers in the district to remain professional in the discharge of their services.
They interface with on a daily basis. Guests of honor, ladies and gentlemen, the theme also makes a strong call to teachers to make a difference in the way they execute their duties. After all, a teacher is what makes or breaks the learner. Therefore, it is incumbent on all teachers, be in the public or private sector, to work towards making a huge difference in every learner they interface with.
The Teachers' Day celebrations was not short of awards, as hardworking and deserving teachers were appreciated through awards for their continued service to the country. Hi guys, coming from MUVI TV News in Livingstone.
Southern Province Permanent Secretary Mani Monze has advised members of the public to comply with indoor residue sprayers, as this is exercise meant to eliminate malaria in communities. Speaking at the official opening of the indoor residue spray campaign in Livingstone's Luwuyu Township, Dr. Monze says it should be everyone's duty to ensure that their houses are sprayed to eradicate mosquitoes. The Permanent Secretary implored people that will be involved in the exercise to fully apply themselves by ensuring that every household is sprayed.
Livingstone district, which is one of the hottest districts in Zambia, has become prone to malaria due to a lot of mosquitoes that are found in the town, especially during the hot season. It is for this reason that an indoor residue spray is held every year in an attempt to reduce on the mosquitoes. Southern Province Permanent Secretary Mani Monze, who officiated this event in Livingstone, says this campaign is to end malaria, and by doing so, society has a role to play by ensuring a clean and green environment is achievable. He has further indicated that 2.7 million structures will be sprayed, hence over 11,000 people will benefit.
We are going to spray in the houses, and also we are going to look at the areas where mosquitoes breed from. These include ponds, shallow waters, and drainages. This year's spraying campaign is being implemented under the theme Enhanced Supervision for Quality of IRS Performance and Impact. I think this is very important to note that as we move doing these interventions or activities, we are doing them so that we can have an impact. This is because malaria continues to be among the 10 top diseases that are responsible for hospital visitations.
Mr. Monze says government has always been committed to ending malaria and using all interventions possible.
To appeal to all to ensure we all participate in this fight. It can be drainages by your household. Please ensure you clear those drainages. It could be unslashed vegetation. Please ensure your surroundings are clean. Let us support the Keep Zambia Clean, Green and Health campaign, as this will also help us address the increasing number of mosquitoes within our communities. The Ministry of Health has prioritized malaria as a disease requiring urgent attention, as highlighted in the current National Health Strategic Plan.
And District Commissioner Eunice Nawa was pleased to have the campaign launched in Livingstone.
We are delighted to have you as our guest of honor for the IRS launch and the level source management. Sir, Livingstone is among districts which low incidence of malaria, below 5 cases per 1,000 population. The district has a lot of mosquitoes which are now affecting tourists. We are, however, happy that left siding is being done to Livingstone today.
The breeding of mosquitoes has to do with a dirty environment as well as ponds, hence it is important for government and members of society to combat malaria and mosquitoes in the country. Prudence Mutelo reporting for MUVI TV News, Livingstone, Southern Province.
Permanent Secretary Dennis Chisenda, who was representing Minister of Finance and National Planning Stumbeko Msokotwane at the 2023 National Budget Analysis hosted by Zambia Institute for Policy Analysis and Research, ZIPA, says that quite a number of challenges were found in planning the budget in accordance to develop the nation. He also says it is up to Zambians to take up the business opportunities and work hard than before while learning how to invest.
Zambia's 2023 national budget, presented on 30 September, marks the end of the first budget of the new Dawn government and therefore presents an opportunity to test the success of the government's policy agenda in realizing its mandate and advancing the welfare of the Zambian people. This event was held for the purpose of considering, evaluating, and to interpret. Permanent Secretary Dennis Chisenda, who was representing Stumbeko Msokotwane, Minister of Finance and National Planning, at the 2023 National Budget Analysis presented by Zambia Institute for Policy Analysis and Research, ZIPA, says Zambians must invest in order to grow the economy.
Grow, you must invest. Growth is linked to investment. If you don't invest, then the economy cannot grow. And if the private sector has to grow, which means they must invest, then the financial sector can come in, complain about the high interest rate, prohibit or prevent the private sector to borrow so that they can invest. So the private sector, particularly the financial sector, must play its role so that the other players also can play their role.
He further mentioned that private sectors shouldn't be prohibited, for they play an important role in transforming the economy.
Is a fair. And what government has done through the budget is to provide an environment where the private sector now can be able to make those important decisions in terms of investment, expanding their businesses. In the budget speech, the Honourable Minister referred to a number of new markets where we need to export. We can't export if we don't produce. So the onus is on us to take advantage of this new development.
Reporting for MUVI TV News in Lusaka, Vanessa Chibwe.
Government says it is aware of various challenges being faced in the education sector and says the plans are underway to address such issues. Speaking during the Teachers' Day celebrations in Kazungula, Mukumi Shifdom District, Commissioner Elias Yamibila notes that teachers play an important role in ensuring that learners in schools are given quality education. Mr. Yamibila further states that it is for this reason that government has embarked on a mass recruitment of teachers in a bid to meet the teacher-pupil ratio. A 40-year-old single mother of 4 who is a small-scale farmer from Lundu village in Chipata district is appealing to government to reduce the fertilizer prices, stating that the prices are too exorbitant. Speaking to MUVI TV News, Beatrice Chisi has lamented that she cannot afford to buy fertilizer currently going at 1,000 kwacha. Ms. Chisi has further complained that farming is her only source of income, but it is discouraging for her seeing how fertilizer prices is getting higher.
Without the addition of fertilizer to crops, agriculture productivity would significantly be reduced, which would cause the cost of living remain high. This has caused a 40-year-old single mother of Lundu village in Chipata district to call on the government to help reduce fertilizer prices. In an interview with MUVI TV News, Beatrice Chesi has lamented, stating that she cannot afford to buy fertilizer, amounting to 1,000 kwacha per bag. Ms. Chisi has further stated that farming is the only source of income for her.
So popempo hiyo pachangu nipempa kuti boma iniganizireko kuti mwina nane nipezeko benefit yakuti va vintu zizinji ina vana vali 4 so kuti nikwanishe pambali yakuti ngakule thumba saka mwana ngati 1000 more sinizakwanisha boma Prism na papata niganizireko nane.
Esther Nkoma, MUVI TV News, in Chipata District, Eastern Province.
We'll now go for another set of commercials. See you shortly.
Falcon Express, Zambia's most reliable courier. Our services cut across the board with special packages for SMEs, corporate and individuals. We offer countrywide courier from as low as 40 kwacha. No need for app downloads. Simply call 0971 130766 or email info@falconexpresszn.com and we will be at your doorstep. Falcon Express, professional, friendly and reliable.
Hey there! It is our priority at Chilengedwe to ensure that the general public is well acquainted with what Chilengedwe is and what we are all about. What is Chilengedwe? Well, a lot of you have been asking us this question. Chilengedwe is a Tumbuka word and the term in English means nature. Why nature? Because we are all about the environment, and as an organization, we aim to promote pro-environmental behavior as well as environmental sustainability. Environmental sustainability is the responsibility to conserve natural resources and to protect global ecosystems to support health and well-being now and in the future. Our organization looks to set up and actively engage in ensuring that Zambians have an increased access to a safe environment and sustainable living through education as well as sensitization.
Our mission as Chilengedwe is firstly to raise awareness about the environmental issues in Zambia. Secondly, to equip people with the skills and tips on how to make responsible and earth-conscious decisions. Our third objective is to unite everyone on the selfless goal of protecting our beautiful Zambia, and ultimately to inspire everybody to live a sustainable life. Chilengedwe is essentially an environmental conservation management communications tool.
And if you would like to learn more about our organization, be sure to visit us on any of our social media pages on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Chilengedwe_Zambia. Join us on the journey of making Zambia green.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. Kalamo Acting Director, District Marketing Development Officer Piri Kalinda says that 31,000 farmers in his district will benefit from the Farmer Input Support Program and the 2022 to 2023 season. Mr. Kalinda says the district has a total 49,971 potential beneficiaries on the verified biometric list. He noted that there is a drop drop of 18,971 potential beneficiaries from the allocation for Kalomo district. Mr. Kalinda was briefing Southern Province Agricultural Coordinator Max Chombe, who is a 15 district monitoring tour of FISIP 2022 and the 2023 sensitization and farmer verification program in Southern Province. And Dr. Chombe has directed staff directly involved in the implementation of the Farmer Input Support Program FISIP in the province to ensure that farmers in old and new cooperatives benefit from the program. For details, here's Lawrence Kabutu of the National Agricultural Information Services in Kalomo. Residents of Chipata's Mazimawe chiefdom have commended government for increasing allocation on a social cash transfer. Speaking to MUVI TV News, Lexina Piri says she is happy with the move taken by government to increase the social cash transfer and has since called on the relevant authorities to also consider those who have been left out. Minister of Finance and National Planning Stumbekom Sokotwane in the 2023 national budget increased the allocation on social cash transfer from 3.1 billion kwacha to 3.7 billion kwacha presented Friday 30th September 2022.
As the aim of social cash transfer program in Zambia still remains to break the cycle of poverty as well as to foster productivity, some residents of Chipata district in Eastern Province, presided over by Chief Madzimawe, have thanked the government for increasing the allocation on social cash transfer from 3.1 billion kwacha this year to 3.7 billion kwacha next year. Speaking to MUVI TV News in an interview, Lexina Piri says she has been trying to register her name under the program but to no avail. She has since called on the government to include the names of those that were left out from the program now that there is an increment. Friday, the 30th of September, Minister of Finance and National Planning, Stumbekom Sokotwane, presented the UPND's second national budget to Parliament. Joani Mwete reporting for MUVI TV News in Chipata.
The Ministry of Agriculture has disclosed that Zambian youths, just like those other countries, have shown resilience and true leadership when it comes to community action agency, initiative, solutions and innovations, as well as leading and opening up dialogues for desired transformations at the grassroots. In a speech read on his behalf by Director of Agriculture Chizumba Shepande during the National Youth Caravan, the PS notes that climate change has become an important challenge not only for Zambia but in other African nations. He says it is therefore necessary to consider its impacts and strive to overcome the impact of climate change. Kantanshi Tennis Club get boosted towards Mufulira Open Tennis Tournaments. Kantanshi Tennis Club has motivated tennis equipment towards the preparation of the upcoming Mufulira Open Tennis Tournament, which will be held in Mufulira this weekend. Speaking during a handing over of the equipment to the team coach and Club Mopani Chief Executive Officer Charles Sakanya had urged young players to concentrate on education opportunities to improve the future life after sports careers. Sakanya notes that the Mufulira Open Tennis Tournament Company will continue to support Mokantanshi Tennis Club to be a competitive tennis club in Zambia. Kantanshi Club has received 400 tennis ball, rushes and 20 pairs of shoes from Mopani.
I wish you the best in all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh. And the news on that note, a recap of the top stories. A 16-year-old juvenile of Kanyama compound sodomized by his neighbor. CTZ joins investigations into the Pamela and other 13 other girls over abduction. President HH has directed the Secretary to Cabinet to expedite the process of uniting couples in the civil service. 31,000 farmers in Kalomo to benefit under FISIP. Thank you so much for watching the news. This has been Jessie Colombo. Continue enjoying the rest of our programming on MUVI TV, your channel of choice.